this has effectively sealed the deal. I mean, I don't even know why the jury needs to debate it much at this point, right? You got Michael Cohen as your star witness in this case. Let's be perfectly frank. It's not like Stormy Daniels should have even been a witness in this case because she couldn't testify to the money issue, right? And the fraud that was allegedly being committed. They've got him on 34 counts of financial business fraud, saying that he misallocated this money and called it a legal expense, which he couldn't do because it's a violation of federal election law. It's not like the FEC brought forward any charges, and believe me, you know they would if they could. No, because this is not something that's actually even entirely considered illegal. I mean, hey, it may not be pretty, but if you make a decision to have somebody sign an NDA because you're trying to protect your family and your reputation, etc., can they say, oh, it's directly a campaign thing? Well, by the way, do you even believe anything that this guy, Michael Cohen, has said? Because under cross-examination, this was stunning, ladies and gentlemen. In this case, Michael Cohen testified that he stole tens of thousands of dollars from the Trump organization. It seems he was reimbursed $50,000 for some payments that were made to a tech company that was helping with some online polls. And they were kind of goosing these online polls are a whole different animal. You probably get them like in your spam and that kind of thing. Anyway, so there was this company called Redfitch, and they were supposed to be reimbursed $50,000 for payments. Instead, Michael Cohen only paid the company $20,000. And by the way, they're doing this in cash, which is just weird to me. He's got like a brown bag with cash, and he gives it to the Red Finch guy. And apparently he was supposed to get 50. So he took $30,000. And then there's some other odds and ends. Apparently he also admitted to grossing up some other payments to tax in order to help himself. And why did he do this? Oh, this was the beauty. I mean, he said this under oath here, and he admitted that he did this because he was upset about getting a low annual bonus. He admitted it was wrong, but said, and I quote, "I was angered because of the reduction in the bonus. And so I just felt it was almost like self-help. I'll take a little here, I'll take a little there, I'll lie to this one, I'll lie to that one. And then I'll bring forward, along with Alvin Bragg, the DA from New York City, this concocted, wild case where we can hopefully put Trump behind bars for good so he can't run for president." Give me a break. I mean, this is just wild. He was furious, you see, allegedly, per his testimony, because he had personally put out $130,000 for Stormy Daniels, and then he had his bonus reduced by 2/3. Well, if he had personally put out this money, then again, how is that Trump's accounting issue? Quote, "I was angered because of the reduction in the bonus, and so I felt it was almost like self-help." I'll tell you, you need some help, Michael Cohen. You need a lot of help. But it's not money that's going to fix that. No. This is like back to absolute basics. Anyway, the CNN folks are just dying. The MSNBC folks are just dying. They can't believe any of this. I mean, we could have told them it was true, right? We've said all along, why are you banking everything on this star witness who happens to be a world-class liar? I want to go to CNN. Jake Tapper just saying he's reeling. He cannot believe this. What a revelation. I mean, it is a revelation. I don't know as I'm reeling. I could have been like, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. But it's kind of funny to see these people that just bought it all. I mean, they buy everything. You want to talk about gullible members of the media. You're looking at them over here on CNN. Watch.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating stuff. And I have to say, I'm still kind of reeling from the revelation that Michael Cohen stole money from the Trump organization, and that wasn't, at least to my knowledge, that the prosecution didn't get that out earlier, because it's not as though the prosecution is going to be helped by further evidence that Michael Cohen is a shady character. I'll get to the newest stuff in a second, but what's your reaction to that news? Because that was just kind of stunning.
I'm shocked that we are hearing it for the first time on day 3 of cross-examination of Michael Cohen, that the prosecution did not take the sting out, did not front it, because it goes to the heart of the actual case. It's not just about establishing him as a liar. They've done that. The prosecution fronted that. We knew that. He has convictions. But going to the heart of what you were telling your employer about what money you were owed and the extent of it, we're talking about $420,000. We've already seen the payment
Right, this
structure
isn't like
here.
$15.
It's not $15. And I mean, if you go to the tablet, you can break down what was already known. We've known about what the breakdown of the money is. $130,000 to Daniels and her attorney. You've got $50,000 that's Redfin. This is important here. This was mentioned today that he only gave Redfin $20,000, and he handed them in a brown paper bag, by the way, just thinking about how odd that is.
And just one quick note, Redfinch is this political organization that apparently, according to Michael Cohen, helped them goose these bogus internet polls about which candidate is in the lead, et cetera, and also, according to Lanny Davis, provided adoring fans for Trump's announcement of his candidacy in June 2015. Sorry.
Really important point to add why this is. They only got $20,000 of it.
And even though the bill was for
$50,000, and you have $180,000, which is again the double of these two combinations, and then a bonus for Cohen. Remember, all that we have so far to link Donald Trump to these payments, in part, is the statement that "quote unquote" he approved it. We also know we have information about where the checks were, how it was signed. But remember, McConney, that was one of the comptrollers of the Trump organization, taking notes from Alan Weisselberg about the money payment. So this is part of what we're talking about. Why this is so important here is because the heart of the matter is that Donald Trump was complicit, caused to have this happen, and knew about the money that was going and why. If they can establish Michael Cohen as somebody who is not to be trusted about the amount of money as well, then they might be able to suggest that Donald Trump had no idea what he was truly paying.
So
you can see they don't know how to make head or tail of this whole thing, and they're going to go back to those payments and, oh my gosh, how terrible that he was paying for some votes. Maybe I think, I don't know a lot about this, but I suspect that tech company is a bit of a red herring, Redfinch, because they were helping to, I guess, goose some online polls, which are irrelevant because they're online. It's one of the reasons we don't quote them. You get them all the time, right? You'll get a pop-up, who are you voting for? So that's like a social media marketing tool of some sort. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. What's crazy is that Michael Cohen is a self-admitted thief and liar. I mean, he was stealing from his company's organization. And this just comes out at the very end. I mean, come on, Alvin. Aren't you a better lawyer than that? You waited into the finale, into the final moments for the cross-examiner to come through with that zinger. I mean, it's like they said on CNN, like, why would you wait? Why would you not try and diffuse this somehow earlier on? At least before they made a big deal. They put all their people all over CNN and MSNBC saying, okay, well, we know Michael's a liar, but we shouldn't hold that against him. Like, I'm sorry, the jury just might. And the jury might just hold the fact that this guy was so angry because he didn't get the bonus that he wanted. He decided to go and swipe tens of thousands of dollars from the people that were employing him. They just might hold that against him. Granted, it's New York City, I realize, but this is some pretty astonishing stuff. And one of the legal analysts on CNN is making the point that this is actually bigger than what they're alleging, sort of. I mean, because they really haven't been concrete in those allegations. Donald Trump did. Here we go.
The way this was raised and addressed on direct is what Julia Louis-Dreyfus would call yada yada yada. I mean, here's what Michael Cohen said.
I think that was George Costanza.
No.
Was it? It was Elaine.
It was Elaine.
Really?
Yeah. It was Elaine.
Okay.
Yada yada yada.
Let's debate it longer. I like this.
But here's the direct testimony, the way Michael Cohen explained what happened.
It's actually a girl that Costanza was dating. But okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, there you go. Michael Cohen explained this whole thing, quote, that's what was owed, and I didn't feel Mr. Trump deserved the difference. That's a lot different than I stole $60,000 from my boss on the transaction at the heart of this case. And by the way, the fact that he was never charged with larceny is important because stealing $60,000 through fraud, which would be larceny in New York State, is more serious of a crime than falsifying business records.
This is one of those.
Yeah, for sure. And yet, you know what? The DA looks the other way because it's Trump. Apparently anybody can steal from Trump. Letitia James can steal $500 million from Trump. So long as it's Trump, you get carte blanche. And that's what's so messed up about this entire thing. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, really, really messed up.